Senaka bats for Diana against Sajith. SLPP, a lone player with 18th to be decisive. Dhammika to get a private jet for his Plan B. Unscheduled house session amid dissolution talk.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Senaka bats for Diana against Sajith. The foremost political issue for the week was how Diana got unseated and Mujibur appointed in her place. Last Thursday, Ranil was in Parliament to deliver a speech on the economy. After doing that, he first went to the government lobby and then to the opposition side. In the government lobby, Diana was the topic among the MPs. Prasanna questioned if the SJB appointed her the Deputy General Secretary without knowing her case. Dolawata claimed the SJB was raising it only after she joined the government with a portfolio. Another was of the opinion that it was rather a shot taken at Bandula. Even another wanted nothing to do with those court cases. While in the opposition lobby, Ranil observed it was not that crowded and sat near Risath. Athaula and Haris joined in, with Ranil calling the trio party leaders. He told them that they all should get together and build the country. Everybody laughed when one remarked that the president was patting everybody's back just like Mahinda used to do. Once back in his office, he was surrounded by several MPs who inquired what would happen to Diana. "She met me. I told her what to do," was Ranil's reply. Priyankara said all 53 SJB MPs risk their seats due to the case filed by her. Lanka said the SJB was using the ruling to attack the president. It is not the president, but Sajith who should be responsible for giving her a national list position while knowing it, he said. Alagiawana said they were in a mighty hurry to bring Mujibur back, and Amarawira noted Sajith put him into hot water by giving him a mayoral dream. Ranil listened to everybody but didn't say a word. Diana met Ranil as well as Basil. The former told her to obtain court permission, go to England and bring the certificate renouncing her British citizenship. Basil advised the same, and also to prepare for the general election. Following that advice, she met journalists on the 09th.
මගේ දේශපාලනය මෙතනින් නවතින්නේ නැහැ. මොකද දැන් මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව වැඩි කාලයකට ඉස්සෙල්ලා මම හිතනවා විසිරුවා හැරිය යුතුයි. මොකද ලබන අවුරුද්ද වෙනකොට මේකට අවුරුදු 5ක් පිරෙනවා. එතකොට මේක මේ අනිවාර්යෙන් විසිරුවා හරින්න ඕනේ. ඉදිරි දේශපාලනයට මම අනිවාර්යෙන්ම එනවා. මේ රටේ ආර්ථිකය කඩා වැටිච්ච වෙලාවේ, මේ රට අර්බුදයකට පත් වෙච්ච වෙලාවේ ඔය මෝඩ පුතානෝ කියලා මේ විපක්ෂ නායකයා මේ හැංගිච්ච විදිහට දේශපාලනයක් හැටියට රටේ ජනතාවට ආදරය කරන, මේ රටට ආදරය කරන රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ වැනි කෙනෙක් මේක බාරගත්තා. බාර අරගෙන අපි දන්නවාද මේ වෙනකොට රටේ ආර්ථිකය ගොඩනගලා තියෙනවා යම් කිසි දුරකට පෝලිම් නැති, ඛණ්ඩ නැති යුගයේ අවසන් කරේ ඒ සියල්ලක්ම අවසන් කරලා එතුමා මේ ආර්ථිකය දැනට ගොඩ දාලා තියෙනවා. එතුමාට මගේ ඉදිරියේදීත් ඒ විදිහටම සහයෝගය තියෙනවා. උප්පැන්නේ බැලුවොත්, මගේ ඉතිහාසය බැලුවොත් එහෙම් පිටින්ම දකුණෙන් එන පරම්පරාවක ලේවලින් හැදිලා ඉන්නේ මම.
She said her politics won't stop, and that with Parliament to be dissolved soon, she would definitely make a return. She also said she would always be with Ranil. Diana questioned why the SJB kept her if there was an issue. The SJB too should be annulled because I signed the party's handover, she said. General Secretary Madhuma Bandara replied to her at a media briefing. The first owner and leader of the SJB was Mangala, and telephone was the symbol of his AP Jathika Peramuna, he said. Sajith is the chairman. I am the General Secretary and the party's name is SJB. All that happened when Mangala was alive, he explained. When UMP cronies went to courts against the SJB, it was ruled the party was legitimate, and even the Election Commission recognised it. What more is needed? He asked. Despite being the SLPP chairman, GL doesn't say it belongs to him because he is a wise man, said Madhuma Bandara. He also took a jab at Ranil when he said that nothing remains for Ranil to go home, as he was already sent home at the last election. None of us will be ministers under him. If anyone goes at all, it will be someone wrong in the head, he sneered.
මේ පක්ෂයේ ඩයනා ගමගේ මන්ත්‍රීතුමා අයිති පක්ෂයක් නෙවෙයි. මේ රටේ හැම දේශපාලන පක්ෂයක්ම මේ පක්ෂයේ සමාජිකින්ට අයිති පක්ෂ. මේ පක්ෂයේ රායනාගමගේ මැතිනියට ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේකේ මේ පක්ෂයේ භාරකාරත්වයේ මේ පක්ෂ නිලධාරී මණ්ඩලයේ හිටිය මංගල සමරවීර මැතිතුමා යටතේ. අපිට මේ පක්ෂය ගැන අපි ගණදෙනුව කරේ 2019 2020. මේකේ සභාපති විදියට නායකයා විදියට සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමා. මේකේ මහලේකම් විදියට මාවපත් කරගත්තා. මේ මධ්‍යම කාර්ක සභාවේ තීරණය අනුව. ඊට පස්සේ මේ පක්ෂය අපි සමගි ජන බලවේගයේ විදිහට අපි නැවත නම් වෙනස් කළා. අපේ කෘත්‍යාධිකාරී මණ්ඩල සභිකයෙක් නීත්‍යානුකූල පක්ෂයක් විදිහට අපි දැන් කටයුතු කරනවා. මේ සම්බන්ධව ප්‍රශ්නයක් පැන නැගුණා 2020 එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ හිතවත් පිරිසක් අධිකරණයට ගියා මේ පක්ෂේ නීත්‍යානුකූල නැහැ කියලා. අධිකරණේ තීන්දුව කරා නැහැ මේක නීත්‍යානුකූල පක්ෂයක් කියලා. එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ හිතවතාගෙනපු නඩුව අයින් කරලා දැම්මා. ඉතින් කාටවත් අයිතියක් නැහැ. එහෙනම් ජී.එල්. පීරිස් මැතිතුමා ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොදු ජන පෙරමුණේ සභාපති. එතුමාට කියන්න පුළුවන් මේ පක්ෂේ මගේ කියලා. එතුමා බුද්ධිමත් නිසා තමයි ඒක නොකියන්නේ. බුද්ධිමත් නිසා තමයි ඒක නොකියන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ පක්ෂෙහිම කාටවත් නීත්‍යානුකූල අයිතියක් ඇත්තේ නැහැ. කාටවත් මුකුත් කරන්න බෑ.
But the cat was out of the bag when Diana's closest ally Senaka met the media on the 10th. Since his army days, he has been having close ties with Ranil and was the one who took Fonseca to him. He is known more as a businessman. Senaka said he would go to courts over the SJB's ownership. He said he will take control again, and Sajith would never be allowed to contest under the telephone symbol. Before that media briefing, he met Ranil. While the SJB is to be taken to courts, the Sirisena faction is already facing numerous court cases. Some believe all these have been conspired by Ranil. That means the opposition looks unconcerned, but that it has something of a Ranil phobia not shown to the outside. That will become more apparent as the election gets nearer, critics say. SLPP, a lone player with 18th to be decisive. Basil said on the 10th that the SLPP would soon be announcing its presidential candidate. He said at the party headquarters that they were prepared to face any election. We are awaiting the president's decision due on the 18th, he said, expressing readiness to either ally or leave anyone for the country's sake. He even opened a national election operations centre close to the Nelam Mawatha headquarters. Its opening came a day after the Election Commission gave a time frame for the presidential polls. The centre has a staff to man a network of 160 computers that joins together the 14,000-odd Grama Niladari divisions. It is headed by former Governor Willie. Present at the opening were Namal, Kariyawasam, Deputy Speaker Ajith, Chamal, Pavitra, Kanchana, Shashindra, Kanaka, D.B. Herath, Pial Nishantha, Wakumbura, Thanuka, Indika Anuruddha, Abhay Gunawadena, D. Weerasinghe, Kokila Harshani, S.M. Chandrasena, Johnston and Ranjith Bandara. Dhammika has funded the centre, giving a total of as 500 million in 2 instalments. Dhammika to get a private jet for his Plan B. The SLPP is due to take a decision on its presidential candidate in the coming week. Kariyawasam says they are not in a hurry on that account. In the meantime, Basil met Ranil on the 09th for the 6th time to discuss elections. Dhammika is fully into the game, spending like a king. He has estimated the campaign to cost more than just 15 billion. He even went abroad to look for a private jet to buy. His business cronies say Dhammika wants to be the government candidate, with Ranil backing him. Under Plan B, Ranil is to be given the premiership. So, Dhammika is now having close ties with both Ranil and Sagala. On the 10th, Dhammika and Ranil were on the same stage to speak about women's rights at an event at Neelam Pakuna. Looks like he repeats all the games he played to be the numbered 1 businessman in his quest for the presidency. Let's wait and see what happens. Unscheduled House session amid dissolution talk. Some question the Election Commission's having given a time frame for the presidential polls with more than 3 months ahead. Normally, it is with 1-2 months remaining that nominations are called. Tehran's Malbima reports, doubts that it is a ploy to put off the election in the same manner local government polls were postponed. This was discussed by ruling and opposition MPs at the Parliament canteen. As per the Presidential Elections Act No. 15 of 1981, the election should be announced between 1 month and 2 months after the incumbent completes the term. In the meantime, an unscheduled session of the House is due on the 13th and 14th. That was decided at the party leaders' meeting to compensate for the 23rd and 24th, which are Vesak holidays. In the meantime, there is speculation that Parliament is to be dissolved on the 15th. Central Bank Governor Nandalal warned of yet another economic crisis if the country continues in the present manner. Although funds were allotted from the 2024 budget, with the Treasury not having enough reserves, a lack of funding for the election could be raised by the government. Things like that spread like wildfire because everybody is uncertain of what will happen tomorrow. Anyway, a senior official at the President's office said Ranil wants a number of draft acts to be passed before the election. A majority of them are to be moved by Vijay Adasa. Does that mean his portfolio is safe until the election is called? Or will he let go of it like he did on several occasions in the past? So, quite an unprecedented presidential election is on the cards in 2024. A 3-horse race is the likelihood. But the winner is decided by the people, with foreign interventions playing a crucial role too. That's it for today.